Many times when we're doing dimension analysis type problems, we're going to have to do more than one step. So anytime you convert things, again, many times it's not just a one-step process. So when you do a conversion that has more than one step, you don't stop in the middle and get an answer. You just keep going, okay? So let's look at the easiest way to do this is just to look at some examples. A student's running a 5K. A 5K is 5.000 kilometers. How many yards will the student run? And then they give you not one conversion, but they give you two. So forget about this part for here right now. Just like before, if you start with kilometers, you have to cancel kilometers. So I look at my conversions that they give me here and I go, oh, there's a conversion with kilometers right there. So I'm going to use that full conversion, this whole thing right here, and I'm going to convert from kilometers, because I got to put them on the bottom so they'll cancel, and then I'm going to put miles on the top. Okay? And then once I've done that, now my kilometers have canceled, and now I'm left with miles. Okay? Rather than getting that answer, now I'm just going to continue. I'm going to make another multiplication sign. I've got miles on the top, so I need a conversion with miles. And hey, of course, I'm always going to give you all the conversions you need. So there's my 1 mile. That can go onto the bottom, so miles will cancel. A mile is equal to 1,760 yards. That goes on the top. And now everything has canceled except they're asking me for yards, and hey, there's yards. So I know that I have this set up correctly because everything cancels except for yards. Now let's make sure we do this correctly. An easy way to remember this is you're going to take 5.000 and then everything that's on the top you're going to multiply. So 0.62 is on the top, 1,760 is on the top. If there were numbers other than ones on the bottom, the numbers on the bottom you would divide. Okay, and we'll see that here in just a second. Okay, but when we put this into the calculator, 5.000 times 0.62 times 1,760, we do get our final answer of 5,456 with the correct number of significant figures there. Okay, example 5, the pressure at the bottom of the ocean is about 15,750 pounds per square inch. That's what PSI stands for. What is this pressure measured in what's called millimeters of mercury? There's the element mercury right there. Okay, so what we've got to do here is, again, just like what we've done. This is a fairly longer one here, but they give us all the conversions. We just got to put them in the right spot and in the right order. So we start with the number that they give us, 15,750 PSI, and then again, I have to have PSI on the bottom. So there's my conversion that has PSI in it. So 14.7 PSI on the bottom, and then it's equal to 1 ATM. So I put that on the top, and then of course the pounds per square inch cancel. Okay, and now I've used that conversion. Now you can basically just cross that conversion out, and now I have atmospheres, ATMs. So now atmospheres are here. I've got to put them on the bottom. Here's another conversion with atmospheres in it. So 1 atmosphere goes on the bottom. What it's equal to goes on the top, the 760 torr. And again, now atmospheres have canceled, and I'm done with that conversion. And then my final conversion is I have torr, and then I've got to put torr on the bottom. So there's my torr. So 760 torr on the bottom equals 760 millimeters of mercury on the top. And now we have it set up correctly. All the torrs have canceled, the atmospheres and the PSIs have all canceled. Okay, and we're left with just millimeters of mercury. And now we simply have to go to the calculator. So the way I would put this in my calculator is I would go 750, and just go right to left, from left to right. So then the 14.7 is on the bottom, so divided by 14.7 times 760 because it's on the top. And then I'm going to multiply it by 760 again, and then I'm going to divide by 760 again because that's what we're doing here. We're multiplying and then dividing by it. Okay, and then with 4 significant figures, remember that 0 right there is not significant. the final answer comes out to be 814,300 millimeters of mercury. That's pretty high pressure there. Okay, let's do some more examples here. There's 4 more examples here, so I'm going to do these for you. If you want to stop and try them yourself first and then come back and check my work, would be fantastic. So for letter A, we want to know how many centimeters are in 6.20 miles. So again, always start with the information they give you, 6.20 miles. And then usually it's in order, but not always. So right away I see 1 mile, so I'm going to put 1 mile on the bottom equals 1,760 yards. Okay, and now I've used that conversion. And now I need to cancel, so miles have canceled. Now I've got yards. So here's my next conversion. 1 yard on the bottom, it says, equals 3 feet. So now my yards have canceled. And see, every time I do this, I'm just canceling 1 unit. Now I need to cancel feet. So I just have to keep going until I get to whatever it is they're asking me about. So 3 feet, I need to cancel feet. So that one's done. So then my next one, 1 foot equals 12 inches. The feet have canceled. And now I have inches. I need to cancel inches. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. And now my inches have canceled. And see how everything cancels except the one thing they're looking for, which is centimeters. So then I take 6.2 and everything's on the top. So I'm going to multiply by 1,760, multiply by 3, multiply by 12, and then multiply by 2.54. And I get a great big number, but it has to be with the correct number of significant figures. So this is a tough one here. We've got 99793.28 is the calculator answer I get. But I've only got 3 significant figures. So I've got 1, 2, 3. The next number is larger than 5, so that means that 7 has to round up to an 8. So my final answer is going to be 998, and then all of these here just become zeros. Okay, so 998,000 centimeters in 6.20 miles. Okay, next one. 95.2 kilograms. We need to put that into ounces. So I'm going to start doing these a little bit quicker. Okay, kilograms cancel. And then I've got grams, so I've got to put 454 grams on the bottom, 1 pound on the top, and then 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, then I go 95.2 times 1,000 divided by 454 times 16. Again, calculator answer 3,355. Round that to, again, there's my 3 significant figures. So that's 3,360 ounces would be my final answer there. Okay, letter C, 15 gallons. How many milliliters are there in 15 gallons? A lot. So let's check and see. 15 gallons. I need gallons to cancel. So I'm going to put 1 gallon on the bottom. 3.7854 liters on the top. Gallons cancel. And then I've got liters on the top, so 1 liter has to go on the bottom, so they'll cancel. Equals 1,000 milliliters. So 15 times 3.7854 times 1,000 equals 56,781. But with only 3 significant figures, that's going to be 56,800 milliliters would be our final answer. Okay, and then 34.2 grams of aluminum, that's Al, the element aluminum, is going to make how many grams of copper? Let's check and see. 34.2 grams of Al, and this is something we're going to be doing later this year. There are 27.0 grams of Al, oops, wrote that wrong, of Al in 1 mole of aluminum. So that one cancels. And now our grams of aluminum have canceled. Now we have moles of aluminum. So here's our next step. 2 moles of aluminum equals 3 moles of copper. And now moles of aluminum have canceled. And now we have moles of copper. And then our last step is we have to get rid of moles of copper. So 1 mole of copper has a mass of 63.5 grams. Moles of copper cancel. And now we've just got grams of copper. Okay, so then we're going to go 34.2 divided by 27.0 times 3 divided by 2 times 63.5. Remember, everything on the top multiply, everything on the bottom divide. The order doesn't really matter. Calculator answer 120.65, but with 3 significant figures, it's got to be 121 grams of copper, and that is the correct response.